Good day, viewers, and welcome to today's edition of the Sport Rep Show. I'm your host, Limba Mupatami. Now, to just delve into the show, let's start off with a hit list. A hectic lineup of events and rather games awaits the brave gladiators of Namibia. The team started their training on Monday. They will face Gambia on the 18th September in the first leg, and then that of course is in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers, and then they will play their second leg on the 26th of September. They will then turn their attention to the COSAVA Championship, which will kick off on the 30th to the 11th of October. Thereafter, they will play African heavyweights and FIFA Women's World Cup debutants. That, of course, is Morocco in the Olympic qualifiers. So hectic schedule awaiting the brave gladiators of Namibia. Now, moving on, boxing promoter Nestor Tobias has said preparations for the upcoming Together as One boxing bonanza is at an advanced stage. The event will take place on the 1st of September at the Ongwediva Trade Fair grounds. Now that ends today's hit list. Right after the break, we head into today's Game Changer segment where we are going to feature the athletes' world, that is. So please don't move an inch. In today's athletes' world, we are joined by Gerard Mans Jr. Mans has been a consistent force for more than a decade. He presented Namibia at the 2015 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, as well as at the African Games and Continental Championships. One of his favorite events so far is the Hollard Gravelin Dead Mountain Bike Series, where he has been a familiar race, or rather a familiar face, having won several of the races. Now, of course, we caught up with him, so check out this interview.
So these are all virtual riders currently exercising and training.
Why am I so slow?
Speed up.
Wow, good day, viewers. I don't know if you're only joining us now, but as you can see, Gerard Mans is taking me through a virtual world. I'm cycling through a virtual world. I'm cycling so fast, but not moving anyway. But anyways, stay tuned as we learn with Gerard Mans Jr.
Your life could change at any second, but you'll never know until you take the chance. With sports betting, number games, and online casino gambling, JSB is your best bet. Will you be Namibia's next instant millionaire? Place your bets easily online at jsbsports.bet or at any JSB location nationwide. We'll take you to the action anywhere, anytime. JSB, where the next instant millionaires come to play. Strictly no under 18s. JSB supports responsible gambling. Winners know when to stop.
Okay, well, for this one, it's more of like a laid-back episode. Gerard Mans Jr., thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. You have no idea how much I've been praying and begging for this episode. I mean, you know, my team has been on your case, pressuring and making sure that we get you to have you on an episode. But first and foremost, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, and yourself?
Yeah. No, we can't complain. It's a beautiful Monday. You yourself just run us through it. How was your day today?
Yeah, very good. Just a normal day at work. Typical Monday.
Typical Monday.
No training, off day. We had a race yesterday, so Mondays try to take it easy, catch up on work and stuff, family. Yeah, so just a normal Monday.
Okay, like you said, so Monday out of the whole week, like where we are now, you said you spend every Tuesday to Friday in here.
Most of my training is done in this room. This is my training room where I've got a stationary trainer where I can switch between road bike or mountain bike, whichever I choose to train on for that day, or maybe for a specific event. So yeah, this is where I spend almost 80% of my training. So yeah.
Okay, but okay, what do you like most about the inside setting? What makes this the perfect place for your workouts or for your preparations?
I think the main thing for me is efficiency. I'm a very time crunched athlete. I've got an 8 to 5 job. I've got a family, so time is very limited with regards to training and stuff. So when I get home in the afternoon at 5, I can immediately get on the bike. There are no traffic lights. There are no traffic. It's not that dangerous outside on the roads. Yeah, so especially rush hour. So when you have to go out 5 o'clock on the streets on the bypass, it's very busy. So yeah, so it's safe obviously, and it's very time efficient. I can get on the bike and do what needs to be done, and it's done for the day.
And then you can still have time for family and other work stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, yes. Now the question that I've always been eager to find out was to ask you was, when did you get into cycling? What inspired you to be doing it for this long? I mean, you've been in the game for more than a decade at the highest level. So what inspired you? What made you get into cycling?
Yeah, I think I started back in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. I think, that's where it all started.
In 2012?
I think 2012
Wow.
was the year I started for the very first time cycling. So it all started out just as a hobby. I just wanted to try something different. To be more healthy and get a bit more fit. I tried out the lifestyle and everything. So yeah, that's where it all started. Very casually. I think the race I ever did was the 35-kilometer net bank. I did the road race, the 35 on a mountain bike, which I borrowed from a friend or somewhere. I can't even remember. So yeah, but that's where it all started for the first time. And then I gradually got into it deeper and deeper, and before you know it, you buy your own equipment and you try to upgrade where you can. And so it started getting serious very quickly, where we started with coaching and stuff like that. I had about 3 different coaches in South Africa, and my latest coach was from England. But in 2016 February, March, I think I stopped with coaching. Or working with a coach. So I stopped and tried to, because I learned my body a lot over the last couple of years. So I tried. So from the last 6-7 years, I've been trying to coach myself, to guide
Make sure
myself.
that you're not that young anymore. It's not like you're getting any younger also.
That's the problem. I'm not that young anymore. So I started very late.
I was about to say, look, I'm trying to do the math. We're speaking about 2012 is when you started. You're 35 now.
Yes, correct.
So we're looking at maybe 23, 24.
25-ish. Around about
That's
there.
when you started professionally.
Not really professionally.
Not professionally, but doing it more often.
Yeah, kind of a hobby. And the hobby just got more serious as time went by. I represented Namibia a couple of times internationally on the road bike although the late 2-3 years I enjoy mountain biking a little bit more.
Okay.
I think it's just I've had a lot of racing and races and stuff on the road bike. So yeah, I've done mountain biking since I've started. So yeah, but it's a good change of scenery for me. Yeah.
Blue Shocks trying to remember who it looks like. Gerard Mans. I can see the shape of the body. Well done, Gerard. Well done.
Yeah, so recovery is very important, especially if you do like back-to-back races, which we did last weekend. We had a gravel and dirt, and the next day we had a time trial, a team event. So the first thing we usually try and do is get something to eat directly after the race, straight after the race, and as much fluids as possible, and then just to try and keep off your feet. To try and recover for the next day and to continue training as normal. Yeah,
that's what usually helps.
Yeah, it's not always possible, but that's what we try and do because we have family.
I mean, lives. We have 8 to 5 jobs and stuff like that.
Life goes on. Yeah.
Okay, well, for all the future cyclists out there, for everyone that's tuned in listening to Gerard Mans Jr. speak about his life as a cyclist, do you have any advice for our youth cyclists out there, or even the old ones that are also just sitting there wondering how you get to do it?
I think most important is to enjoy riding your bike. I think that's why I started in the first place. I really enjoy riding my bike and being outside over weekends where I can. So yeah, performance-wise, if you're really passionate about it and you really want to give it a go, consistency at the end of the day is key. In endurance sports, you have to be consistent throughout. You have to put in the hours, unfortunately. But I mean, that comes back to the passion I have for the sport. I love spending time on my bike, especially over weekends. I'll do longer rides and stuff like that. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think the most important is you must enjoy it.
You must enjoy what you're doing.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
Most important part, you must enjoy what you're doing so that you can advance in whatever you're doing. I mean, at 25, like we said, you represented Namibia at the Commonwealth Games 2014. Like we spoke also, only not long after getting onto a bike and deciding this is what you're going to be doing for now. Well, that's all that we have for you from Athletes World. We are joined by none other than Gerard Mans Jr. for this episode. But yeah, bringing it to you live, bringing it to you local, so please do stay tuned.
With that, welcome to the Sharpshooters segment. And of course, today we met with Emmanuel Eames Moses. He is a boxing promoter as well as a local boxing trainer. He's the owner of AC Boxing Promotions and has a boxing event lined up for the 14th of October. However, in this interview, he not only speaks about the event, but also all things boxing and needing sponsorship to keep elevating the lives of boxers in Namibia. Well, with that, sit back and enjoy this interview with Emmanuel Ace Moses. Okay, so we're joined by local boxing promoter and trainer Emmanuel Ace Moses. For a lot of people who don't know you, Ace, you used to train boxers at the MTC Nesta Sunshine Boxing Academy, and then from there you went on and opened your own boxing academy, which of course is Ace Boxing. Just tell us briefly, you have been with Sunshine, you moved and rather started your own thing. How was it that side, and how are you doing right now?
I know everything go well. So actually I started boxing in Lutherans. Then I moved to Windhoek, so I want to thank my Lutherans people for backing me up when I was in Lutherans. Special Karas boxing team, that's the people I used to work with. And I came to Windhoek for the national championship as a Karas team manager. And then I started living in Windhoek with my brother in Shalibala. So it was good, you know. So like I said before, I'm very pleased, I'm very happy, so, and I'm humble and I'm very lucky to come from the house where boxing was the #1 sport that's supported by our parents, grandfathers, grandmothers and all. So, and then Hitman of course started boxing, and then he was successful as an amateur, then professional. When I moved to Windhoek, because we were staying in the same house, I used to accompany Hitman at the gym. So then I started training at Nesta's gym with Fitman and with other boxers in the gym, the Rambo and Tindi by that time, Taz and Shona by that time. And of course, I was always in between gyms. So I used to train with Nampol as well, because Nampol have more amateurs at Sunshine. There were too many professional. And you see, me coming up, I was too young to train them. So, and I was more active when I went to Nampol. Then I improved more from Nampol because there's amateur boxers. Then I come back to Nesta's gym, then I can do a lot of things. So working with Nesta, it was a good experience. So we work like a big brother and younger brother. And of course, we know when we grow, everybody want to do something, and it can only benefit the country at the end of the day. So the move might not be good to him, but to me it was a success, to the boxers that are now in my wings. And of course now we have two big stables in Namibia that can challenge each other. And sport is all about competition. Healthy one is perfect.
Yeah. Now, talking about AC Promotion, how are you getting boxers into your gym?
Most of the fighters, they actually just believe in my hard work because I'm a go-getter. I don't really wait for nobody, and I'm that person that cannot be discouraged by somebody. Just, you can't instill your fear in me. My confidence is on another level. So that's why when everything I've been doing, you can see me going to the state on my own from 2012, 2013, 2015 consistently. And consistency is the key when you want to be successful. So I took that path because I already have the background as a national coach. I have a background of a national, a trainer of professional fighters. I work with 3 world champions that I train myself as well. And of course, with that experience, all I needed was just an extra education, exposure. Go out there, meet different boxing trainers, meet promoters, meet the sanction bodies, bosses, get to know how do they promote boxing, how do they match fighters, how do they approach, So I started going to convention. My first convention was in 2015 when I went to Orlando, Florida. And I actually took a long trip to the state. Started from Las Vegas, stayed there for a month working with Mayweather Senior. And that's where I got the AC name. And then from there I went to the convention, attended the convention in Orlando, Florida. Took a trip to Miami. It was also part of my holiday experience and just learning new things. And I remember on our way, the Uber driver from the hotel where we were staying, it was the time when Donald Trump was campaigning. And I think by that time Obama was the president. So he was telling me the background of the Democrats and the Republicans. And so it was just more interesting. I learned a lot. So that's why even when it's come to politics, I know what is happening. So me learning from that, when I came back, I actually started with my own academy. So then I started with my young nephew, Special One, of course Desert Storm, and Indongo joined me, and Nabunda joined me, Kapita joined me, Force joined me, and other new boxers, Mosquitoes, then we have Ngashea. So I was just having amateurs and those veteran boxers. So I was helping them now getting fight overseas. And they start earning and making good money because sometimes opportunity comes, especially when you're at that level, because in professional, when you are aging, those other fighters, they also need you to groom their upcoming. So if you still have it, you can win some, you lose some. But at the end of the day, boxing professional is business. So that encourage a lot of fighters to join my gym because most of the time they see what I do. They follow my page, AC Boxing page. They see what we post, how we train kids, how we mentor them, how we educate them inside and outside boxing. And the most important thing to me, I was focusing more on telling people life after boxing because you need to plan your future before it's too early. Just like I planned mine when I was a coach. Otherwise, you might remain a coach forever. And then the time you wake up, you start seeing things different. You aged already.
Yeah.
And nobody will listen to you at that time.
Okay. Now, the young group of boxers that we have in Namibia at the moment, do you think that they have what it takes to compete internationally? I know with a lot of guys, they do very well locally and then they do very well in Africa. But then when they reach the States, first round, these guys knocked down.
Yeah,
what are we doing wrong?
Number one, we have to make sure that America is where boxing is made. And then financially, they support it very well. And that's why you see when there is money, there will be more competition. And they go for the best fighters. Africa, we actually support our fighters with moral. We don't really fund them correctly. And I feel like we have a lot of good talents here. They just need proper funding, need proper training, and proper exposure. And then exposure comes when you can maybe take your fighters for a trip, maybe to the state, visit different gyms, spar with professional top guys, higher level fighters, where you go in sparring and then you feel like you are just studying boxing. So because some people they just need to be awakened, and also exposure play a major key, because the mindset of a fighter can make them to be the winner. Sometimes you go there, you think you are poor here in Namibia, but when you go to America, you see how those other people live. They live 5 in one house, small house. You live in a large house here. But it's just that the business level of boxing in America is different. And their skill set, and they start young, and they really take it very, very serious. Here we have a lot of responsibility. You have to go to work, you have to do this, you have to do that. In America, when the guy is a boxer, they stick on that until they become successful. I think we just need to work on that a little bit, and also with promoters in the country and gyms, they need to work together in terms of sparring, see, because now people have a lot of egos.
Yeah.
And the ego kills the fighters. It doesn't benefit the fighter, it kills the fighters. Because a fighter from AC, if he can spar with a fighter from Sunshine, the result will be better. But if a fighter from AC is just sparring the AC boxer, you are used to this, there's no competition, you need to challenge. And those are the things that people don't understand. And the fighters themselves, they don't understand the importance of choosing sparring partners. Because you are the one stepping in the ring. Sometimes you fight a guy that he doesn't even bring anything to the table similar to your opponent you are going to fight. You're just going to be ready, fit, but skill-wise, you are going to be outboxed.
Yeah.
How do you find the perfect time? Is it in what we create? Or is perfection a form of art? Can we taste the perfect time? Move to it. Feel it. Or is it best enjoyed together? The perfect time is out there. Come with us to find it. Windhoek Draft. Perfect time, perfect beer.
Now for a bit of rugby news. Now the Namibian national rugby team will take on Blue Bulls in their final home game on Saturday before leaving for France for the World Cup. The match was supposed to take place at Haki Geingob Stadium, but was moved to Windhoek High School field, that of course is Wegkop, due to the Heroes Day celebrations. Now, if you're in Windhoek and you're not doing anything, please head out to Wegkop and just go and support the players as they head off to the Rugby World Cup. Now, up next, we have got Ari Hougaard in Globetrotter. That, of course, is international sports news, and that will conclude the show. But we will, however, be back again tomorrow, same place, same time.
This month on DSTV Compact.
I think I got this.
The Premier League is back. Can anyone knock the Citizens from their perch and claim England's footballing crown?
That's the way to do it.
Ladybug and Cat Noir return, using their incredible superpowers to protect Paris from evil.
We gotta do something. We'll figure out that something together.
The Derricos are at it again, trying to parent all 14 of their quintuplets, triplets, and twins.
The struggle is very real.
It's a bit much.
The world's favorite heroes in a half shell remind us how they karate chop their way into our hearts with this best of collection of episodes.
Oh yeah, see? Up high, little buck.
And Fernanda will stop at nothing to exact revenge on the masked men who killed her husband and destroyed her life. It's your moment to be entertained by staying connected to DSTV Compact.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with athletics news first. It is the World Championship still taking place in Budapest, and exciting athletics day 4 results, and we've got in the 1,500 meters for women, the winner is Faith Kipyegon. She's from Kenya, and she won in a time of 3 minutes 54.87 seconds, and it's her third world title that she won. And in the 3,000 meters steeplechase, it was Suvon El Bakali. He is from Morocco. Very dominant win for him, and he beat Lamachwa Girma of Ethiopia into second place. Big news for Southern African interest, Wade van Niekerk. He battled quite a bit in his 400-meter semi-final. He did make the final in the end, but that was as a non-automatic qualifier. He finished third in his heat, and that was in a time of 44.65, way outside his personal best, and obviously is holding the world record as well. But he will be in the final. That will be on Thursday in the 400 meters. Hopefully he will do better. Not good news. It is Steve Gardner of Bahamas. Not good news because he injured his hamstring. He couldn't finish his heat, so he's out. He is the current Olympic gold medal holder. Moving on to golf news, and it is the FedEx Cup finals that will start on Thursday. It's the top 30 qualifiers that will play for $18 million as a winning purse, and that will be played at the Eastlake course in Atlanta. Also, the PGA Tour Commissioner, that is Mr. Jay Monahan, he broke his silence. He was quite silent for quite some time, and he was also sick for a while, and he broke his silence, and that is related to the merger of 3 big entities, the merger between the PGA of the United States, also DP World Tour, the European Tour, and also the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. So it's